Hello everybody and a very good evening. Welcome to Crafters TV. We are live from the northeast. My name is Ben Moseby and it's just gone 6 o'clock here in the UK, 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. So I'm laughing because Tracy was just at the door, shutting the doors of the studio, and she had a cuppa and like a salad, and I thought she was bringing it in for me. She's very nice at bringing in cuppas. And I was like, oh, there's an early cuppa with a salad as well. And neither of them for me. She's just gone around the corner. Anyway, we're here for the final show of what has been a busy day today. Boy, oh boy, I hope you were with us earlier on for Wake Up Call and launch, that brand new template library which flew out of the door. We do still have some amazing deals to bring to you over the course of this next couple of hours. And beautiful beginnings. I like this show for the fact that I do feel that we go back a little bit more to basics and back to beginnings for everybody. And this is your show. You know, if you are someone who is new, maybe you've just joined us recently, maybe you're fairly new to the world of craft as well. This is a show where you can ask, you can ask any question on any day, but particularly in this show, if you are new, if you have got that burning question you need to get answered, ask it in this show, because that's what this is all about, making crafting accessible for everybody, and hopefully if you are just starting out, making it a nice, easy and happy journey for you. As always, we're live on Facebook and indeed on YouTube, so fire in those questions. Let us know what you're up to this Wednesday evening and let us know what you're shopping for as well. We'd love to hear from you. We'll say a few hellos in just a few moments time. I see we have got Grace on the socials this evening, firing in all your hellos, so we'll do a bit of a roll call in just a second. But the most important hello of the evening must go to the lady who stood at the other side of the studio. She was with me earlier on, and I tell you what, first in the door, last out tonight. She has put in the hours today, in at 8, gone at 8, 12-hour day. It's standard for Lily, isn't it, Lee? Standard.
Pretty much, let's be honest. I was in my craft room at 6:30 this morning. I'll probably be in my craft room tonight at 11:30, and I love being here. And it's been such an exciting day, honestly. Brilliant wake-up call, super busy. Great launch day from Craig and Ben this afternoon, and I'm very excited to be back here for Beautiful Beginnings. Now, don't worry, that template library might have sold out, but we've still got so many amazing deals to sort of tickle your fancy. I think there's something for everyone on this show, and perfect as well if you are brand new to crafting, because we're going to go back to basics a little bit, but like we say, some fabulous offers, so make sure you join us for the full 2 hours. Yeah,
and ask the questions. I love it when you guys get interactive with us, so just ask any questions you want to fire our way, and we will answer them, and if we don't know the answer, we'll find out the answer for you. It's no problem at all. Who's in? Well, top of the list I can see here is Gareth Dobbs, who says, hello. Hello, Gareth. And lads in the gallery going, oh, Gareth, oi, mate, whey. LQM says, good morning from a non-stop raining San Jose.
Oh, sounds a bit like here, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's been miserable today, hasn't it?
It's been horrible. I mean, it's been a lot warmer, but it's been blooming miserable.
It's since the clocks went forward and we're supposedly in springtime now.
No, it doesn't feel like spring. I mean, temperatures are spring-like, but that rain feels a lot more like November.
Have you been out? Did you go running today this morning?
No. If I go on a work day, I have to go at 5 o'clock in the morning, so it's a bit early. So day off for me today. Back on it tomorrow. Promise. Roxanne
is in from Cornell, Wisconsin. Hello, Roxanne. I've not heard of that before. Cornell. Sandra's in from North Carolina. Diane's in. Georgianne Curley says, hi, Ben and Lily from Clearwater, Florida. Hello. Lois Skiathatis is in from Ohio. Hello. Rennie Belter is in, saying hello. Looking forward to a great afternoon crafting with y'all. Where are you from, Rennie? Johnny wants to know. Carol's in, saying hi, everyone. Anne Fleming Myers is in, looking forward to the show. Teresa Casas from North Dakota. Philip Watson is in. Hello. Barbara R is in from Snowing, Indiana.
Ooh, blimey.
And Olga Vasquez says hello from Brooklyn, New York. Johnny's just gone, oh, what amazing. Wendy Meyer says, I've got my glitter paste. I have been having so much fun. And a very good evening, Johnny just said, from Newton Aycliffe.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with living in Newton Aycliffe. Believe you me.
Nope. It's a lovely part of the world up here in the northeast. Right, let's get going. Get the lines of communication open. Come on, say hello. Let us know what you're doing. Ask those questions. Have I got, first of all, yes, I have, and we've got the right details. We're off to a cracking start, gentlemen. Oh, can I say as well, on the whole front of asking questions and going back to basics and stuff, we've got a brand new feature we're going to be bringing on the show a little bit later on, complete with new slate, which will be up on the screen, and new little theme tune for you as well, where we are going to be discussing. We've got an essentials collection for you later on, lots of different essentials. So we thought, you know what we'd do? We would take the essentials over to the other side of the studio, to the corner of the studio, and do a little feature called Essentials Corner, where we will. Would we have an apostrophe in? No apostrophe, because it's just plural.
No. Yes, very good. Yeah. Yes. I'm just thinking the tagline could be, nobody puts our essentials in the corner.
Whoa!
Might have been here for 12 hours nearly, but I'm still awake, still firing on all cylinders. There we go. That's my contribution for the show.
I love that. So we'll be going over there. We've got some lovely essentials bundles, which we're going to chat through in great detail, because we've seen questions today of people asking about, oh, what does this thing do? What does that thing do? So we're going to get all those questions answered. And if you've got any questions like that, we will tackle them over in Essentials Corner in just a little while. This deal is incredible. Incroyable is the Sayings dies collection. 12 dies in total, because you get your detail inner die, and then you get that outer die as well to create your base for. And I just think these are fantastic. You know, if you're looking for ways to put your sentiments at the focal point of your particular project, this is the way to be able to do it. And this is a £48 bundle, nigh on $60, that you're paying £11.20 for, or $13.60. If you have not yet picked these up, if you do not have these in your crafty stash, then today is the day that I insist that you buy them, because they are brilliant and so easy to work with as well. So let's show you all of the sentiments that you're going to be receiving here. So, Lily, friends like you are far too few.
Oh, thank you.
Family is where life begins, this is when I need my glasses, and love never ends. This one's cute. There are friends, there is family, and then there are friends that become family. We're like one big crafty family here. Really,
I was thinking that it is like the Crafter's Companion family, that one.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe we need to get that like on a little wall hanging and have it up.
Yeah, I like that idea.
I like that idea, definitely.
Where there is faith and hope, miracles happen. And last but by no means least, let your faith be bigger than your fears. Oh no, one more.
Oh.
Every day might not be good, but there is something good in every day. Can you believe all of those you get for that price of just £11.20 or $13.60 if you're platinum? And that's the first set that we are going to have a look at. Final few hellos before we get over. Kirsty D joins us from just up the road. Zoe's in from West Sussex. Betty's in from Idaho. Gareth says, I left my work duty at 8:30 this morning to get to my phone and place my order for the next template library. That is my level of dedication. Both sold out now. Dedication's what you need if you want to be a record breaker. Remember that? No?
No? What is that?
Record breakers.
Oh, I remember Record Breakers, yeah. Not that young.
Rennie Belter's in Orlando, Florida for the last 25 years, grew up in Wisconsin. The Jarl was just for fun. I love it when you put Jarl in there because I can't make it sound cool like you guys do. Hi there, Lily from West Southampton. Hi to Freddie, who's joined us from San Francisco. Nancy Sharp also with us as well. She got the second template library. Let's get over to Lily, and whilst we go over and get this demo in, I'll fire a question at you as well, who says, can I ask Lily, how do you store all of your collections?
I can't answer that. My storage situation at the moment is horrendous. They're on the floor at the moment.
Are they?
Yeah, it's not good. But I was actually talking to Corinne over the weekend, and she has given me an idea, and I feel like it's going to kick me into motion, hopefully. She stores hers in the Totally Tiffany, you know, the big 12 by 12 bags, and she'll have like a full Sarah signature collection in one bag.
Oh, nice.
And she'll have different bags for different collections. So I'm answering on Corinne's behalf. This is what you should do. Don't do what I do. Yeah, I got two new collections home yesterday. I got the Colour Your World and the Roaring Twenties. They're on the floor.
Okay.
Slap my wrist.
Not the answer I was expecting, but, you know, honesty at least.
Yes, yeah.
Which of the sayings dies are you going to use?
We're going for where there is faith and hope, miracles happen. to say I love all the designs that we're getting within this collection. Loving the fact that not only do we get the actual saying die itself, but we're also giving you that matte and layer too. Great for if you want to just matte and layer the sentiment onto that little platform there, but also great if you're going to be creating apertures. Just cut your outer die into your cardstock and then recess your words into that centre, and you've got a lovely aperture. But what we're going to do for this particular card is we're going to use the two separately. I'm going to use that outer die as a matte and layer. It's going to bring in some cardstock. So on the show you'll find that we've got the 3 12 by 12 inch cardstock pads. You get your glittering gold, you get your regal rose gold and your sparkling silver. And these for me are definitely one of those sort of go-to collections of paper pads. The ones that you're going to be using time and time again. I always have at least 2 of each because they're so useful just for your mats and layers, die cutting. You can even create boxes out of some of them. So they are super, super useful and lovely quality. And with them being 12 by 12 as well, you can get plenty from just the one sheet.
That's it.
Which we are absolutely loving. So going with the gold, and within each pack you get both a sort of pearly finish, double-sided no less, and also a glitter finish as well. So lots to go out within those pads. And I'm cutting the detail from that gold, and then that outer matte and layer die, I'm just cutting that from some of our white multi-purpose card, which you'll always find on our website as long as it's in stock. So then we've run that through our die cutting machine. With them being smaller dies, they will fit through your smaller machines like your Junior. It doesn't need to be your full-size Gemini like we've used here. And then if we just remove this from the waste, one pass through the machine, and you can see we've got that perfect cut, even through thick cardstock like we've got here. So all it is a case of doing is just poking those pieces out, and it gives us that lovely die cut design. I mean, look how delicate that is there. It looks absolutely stunning. And when we pop that,
the white, boom.
Doesn't it? Literally just the 2 colourways, your gold and your white, really striking. And it's got a nice elegance to that script, but it's not sort of overly swirly, it's not too feminine, and it's still very much readable, which is absolutely fabulous. Now what we've gone ahead and done is we've taken some pattern paper, and this is actually from that Nature's Garden Sunflower 6x6 pad. We've just cut that again. What we're going to do is we're going to drop shadow our yellow one onto our gold. Now if we were to pop our yellow straight onto the white, it gets a little bit lost. We can't see it too well. So all we're going to do is we're going to bring in this slight drop shadow, and we're going to glue the two together and just offset our gold one behind a little bit, just to give that extra bit of depth and dimension.
Okay.
This is a technique I use an awful lot, a little bit of drop shadowing. It does make a real difference. Just that one extra die cut, offsetting it just a small amount. It doesn't need to be a large amount of that gold showing, but it really does make your sentiments pop that little bit more. So I'm just going around with my tacky glue.
Okay.
We've decanted it into our fine tip glue applicator. Just carrying that fine nozzle makes it so much easier to apply our glue onto our sentiment. And as well, by using our tacky glue, it gives us that little bit of wiggle room as well. We can just manoeuvre that into position, which is great when we're doing our drop shadows. And we want to be nice and precise with our gluing and making sure we've got it lined up and exactly where we want it. But it does just take a minute to grab, so just give it that moment just to grab into position. And then once that's grabbed, all we're going to go ahead and do is stick that onto our white. And that's going to be our topper all built up. So nice and quick and easy to work with these saying dies. Because the size of them, they are a good size. I mean, this one is 3.5 inches by 3.8. They're all sort of a similar size and shape. They do differ slightly. But
Did you say you were using tacky glue there as well?
Yes,
Why,
absolutely.
again, let's ask a few questions. So why
let's do
tacky
it.
glue in this particular case, just for anyone who's perhaps thinking about different glues?
Yep, so good question. You know, I do love all my different adhesives. As Craig would say, I'm definitely an adhesives geek. So tacky glue is brilliant. It's the one I only will put into my fine tip glue applicators. It has a strong bond. It grabs pretty quickly, but you do still have that little bit of wiggle room. I'll tend to use my all-purpose from Kalal for my mats and layers. Still get a bit of wiggle room for that, but for decanting into your fine tip glue applicators, I find the best one is your tacky glue. I know once I've stuck this down into position, once it has grabbed, it's not going anywhere at all. It's such a super strong adhesive, which is brilliant. It's great for your embellishments as well, for sticking your pearls on, anything like that. It is a super tacky glue. Now that's our topper all built up. Doesn't it look fabulous? Just with those two die cuts and the backing onto there. Very quick and easy to create. But we're going to leave that to one side for just a moment, and we're going to bring in our card base. So all we've gone ahead and done is taken a 6x6 inch card blank, and then we've just scored at 3 inches on that front side to create a fold back. We've taken another piece which is about 2 1/4, and it's the same sort of idea where it was a 6x6 card blank, just cut down to size, and then we've scored at 3 inch, and this is going to create our Z fold part to our fold back card. Just a little bit of extra added interest. Then bringing in pattern papers, it's exactly the same paper we used when we cut out our saying die. Again, it's from the Nature's Garden Sunflower 6x6 pad. I was saying on this morning's show how I'm trying to use up some of my older paper pads, trying to mix stuff up a bit. So I think
that's so you can organise your craft room a bit better and not have stuff on the floor?
I'll be honest. I'll be honest what it is, more than anything. It then means I can buy more.
Ah, there you go.
So it kind of defeats the object. So I'm not going to be clearing space. I'm just going to be replacing older paper pads with newer ones. But hey, it's definitely been a lot of fun to actually go through some of my older paper pads and just sort of give myself permission to use them, because I wonder if you guys are the same at home. I'm sure you are. You get really attached to certain paper pads and you feel too afraid to use them. But at the end of the day, the most fun thing about having these pretty paper pads is actually working with them.
That's why people multi-buy them though, isn't it? I think people buy one to use, one to stroke, one to sniff.
I mean, there's certain paper pads I've got 3 or 4 of the same at least. It's like you don't want to run out.
No.
But yeah, it's always fun to go through your crafty stash and just have a look what you've got. Have a look at your older collections as well, and just bring those out. Because I think it's fun as well to see how your new items are going to mix and match with your old items. Don't forget about the older stuff in your stash just because you've got lovely new goodies. I think it can sometimes, adding in like new dies and new stamps can sort of breathe a little bit of life into some of your older stash, if perhaps you've not used it for a little while.
That's it. You've inspired Nancy today, by the way.
Ooh.
She says, Lily, you make me feel better that my boxes of crafts are all over the floor. Oh, sorry, are on the floor. I just made that up. All over the floor, are on the floor. She says, but you also inspired me to use my Totally Tiffany to get it organised.
I'll be honest, I think I need to have a real spending spree on Totally Tiffany and actually just sort it out. I think it needs to be done, but yeah, I do envy the people who have got beautifully organised craft rooms. I mean, I'm very lucky to have 2 craft rooms, neither of which is organised. Mind you, actually, that's unfair. The first one isn't too bad because that's got my desk in, so I need the space to have my desk and my machines and all the rest. But the one that's more for storage is, it's in a bad way, shall we say. I can still get in the door. So
well, that's it.
That's the main thing.
If you can still just at least sort of squeeze in, that's the main thing, isn't it? Even if it's just, like I'm to walk in like that. It's absolutely
I've got a little pathway carved out. It's all good.
That's all good. You need. Must say hi to Bonnie, who's joined us from NC, North Carolina. She said I got up at 4:30 to get my expansion pack. Trouble moving today. And Terry Anderson says true dedication has paid off. I've just got notice my Gemini 2.
Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous. Wow, that's quick.
Which of our US viewers have managed to get that? Let us know in the comments. Make us feel well gel. #wellgel. And Bonnie says, I've been using Tiffany's products for organising for more than 10 years and I love the versatility. My mum loved her fabric collection storage system. I used to get her for gifts through the year. If you need Tiffany, by the way, we have got the Kirsten buddy bag with magnetic panels and a further free set of magnetic panels, which will be coming up in just a little while in our brand new feature called Essentials Corner.
Nobody puts our essentials in the corner.
Yes!
There we go.
Let me rehearse this.
I know. See, I'm writing taglines, I'm making cards, I'm doing all sorts.
I mean,
blimey.
multitasking.
Talk about multitasking, eh?
First in, last out.
Multitasking on the job, blimey.
Presenter, crafter, producer.
Yep.
No.
No, I've not done that one yet. That's. We were saying over the weekend.
Did you do it over the weekend?
No, we were saying last weekend. That's the one I've not done yet. But as we say, never say never.
Never say never.
Anyway, back to the card. That is how quick, easy and simple it can be to actually create with your lovely saying dies. Literally just cutting it out, bit of drop shadowing, layer up your Z fold card base, little ribbon bow onto there. But how pretty does that look? But the fact that we've got those saying dies, a nice large scale on those, they'll fill your cards with ease. So if you need a quick and easy make, then these are absolutely perfect.
Amazing. Yeah, quick and easy, and really like putting that sentiment at the focal point of your card, at the focal point of your project. Lots of love for these as well, by the way. Must say hi to Kathy, who says, boom, I love them. Benita says, hello, everyone. Hi, Benita. Hi also to Lindsay Travaskis, who says, raining here in West Wales.
Oh.
It's raining. Well, actually, I say it's raining. Oh,
Has it stopped? Don't worry, it'll start again at 8, half 8. I'll get my canoe out.
Get your canoe. Alison says, my Once Upon a Time has arrived.
Ooh.
Heather Springer says, my Gemini 2 is coming today. And Carol Guy says, I ordered the Gemini 2 on Monday afternoon and got the notice that it's shipped. I cannot wait for it to arrive. Keep the excitement coming in the comments about that, please. What a pretty card, says Lewis. Thank you, Lily. It's a pretty card from an amazing collection. This is £11.20 today, or $13.60. If you haven't yet got this collection, it will be the best £11, $13 that you'll spend today, because it is, as you've seen, really easy to work with, really super versatile. Think about all of the different cardstock papers that you've got in your craft room right now, where you can kind of bespoke this for whatever the occasion might be. And again, quick, easy cards, putting these beautiful sentiments at the focal point of your project. So friends like you are far too few. Family is where life begins and love never ends. There are friends, there is family, and there are friends that become family. Where there is faith and hope, miracles happen. That's the one that you've just seen. I like that. Let your faith be bigger than your fears. I didn't bet that is, let your faith be bigger than your ears then. Let them be bigger than your ears and your fears. And lastly, every day, this is a great one. Every day might not be good, but there is something good in every day. Really, really beautiful, positive, uplifting quotes and sentiments at a steal of a deal today. £11.20, $13.60 if you're platinum. Love the card, says Lindsay. Heather says the sunflower paper, one of my all-time favourites. Anne Fleming Myers, I got my Gemini 2 yesterday, and what a gem it is. See what you did there? I love that it's quiet, and the cut shows the quality that Crafter's Companion puts behind all its machines. Talking about quality cuts. See what I did there? I think this. You think I just read out these comments willy-nilly, but it's all thought about, multitasking all the way here, thinking how I can link seamlessly from one thing to another. Talking about cuts, Guillotine, small Guillotine, is today's hero tool. A craft tool. A craft room essential, really, and I know a lot of you will have the bigger Guillotine. This is the smaller one. Well, I say it's smaller. It's still got that platform of 8 3/4 by 8 3/4, but it is handy, as you'll have seen, I'm sure, on previous shows. This will fit into a lot of your totes, a lot of your kind of crafty storage. So it's really, really easy to take around with you wherever you go. So maybe your larger Guillotine stays in the craft room. This is the one that will certainly be going along with you wherever you go. You talk about how sharp that blade is. Honestly, next level. You all know the story by now, I'm sure, of Leanne visiting a sword maker's to make sure that the blade that we offered you in our guillotines was just as sharp as it possibly could be, and that's what you get with this. You've got that amazing hard and stainless steel blade which cuts like a hot knife through butter, whether it be your kind of normal cuts through your cardstock and paper, or whether you need like precision and like the smallest little slice, little fly's eyelash, as Leanne would say, off a bit of card. You've got that, no problem at all. We've got protection built in here as well, because when you're working with such a sharp blade like this, you want that finger guard, so that is included, of course. I mentioned it earlier, I'll mention it again because it's funny. If you do need to clean under there for whatever reason, you can very carefully just pull that out, but don't do it like Craig did very recently. Oh, he's not listening, on a previous show. You've got your measurements there as well. You've got those in metric and imperial. So however you choose to measure, you've got all of the details there too. And of course, you've got those 1/8 of an inch increments too. So you've got really, really fine cutting. And Not only that, and it's something that we don't always talk about a lot, because obviously, you know, we've got some amazing scoreboards on the website, but this is a scoring tool as well for you. You've got the indentations here to do all your scoring with. Up the top there, you've got your scoring tool as well. So, you know, there's a bit of a two-in-one here. Yes, you can do your cutting with this, but you can also do all of your scoring as well. So it's a really, really handy tool to have. You know, as far as sort of craft room essentials are concerned, yeah, I mean, of course you can use your scissors. Scissors are brilliant, but, you know, guillotines as well. An absolute must-have for any craft room. If you've got the large one, why not jump in and get the small one today for crafting on the go? If you don't yet have a guillotine and perhaps you're looking to buy one on a bit of a budget, can highly recommend the small one today at this price. It should be $24.99, $39.99, but for the next, well, 24 hours, you're saving 25%. Plus your discount in Club Inspire. Platinum price is £14.99 or $23.99. Right, we are going to go over to Essentials Corner in just a few moments' time to have a look at some of the essentials that we've got on this show. Whilst we do that though, let's give you opportunity to check out your carts and baskets if you've got anything in them right now, and we'll come back in about 3 or 4 minutes' time.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comforts of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop Today button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze.
What makes Crafters TV so special is you guys.
It's really special because the experts are really experts. They're really skilled at what they do, and they want to make sure that the audience also improves on their skills.
Crafters TV is so special because you've got together a really sort of key group of people and people that are very passionate about the products.
Crafters TV is so special because it's a unique community that we have with each other, where we can learn and grow and communicate with each other.
Community, the family spirit, the education, everything to do with craft. We are all like-minded people who share a passion.
I love all the inspiration the demonstrators bring and all the knowledge for us out here.
What makes Crafters TV so special? 100% it's the interaction. No other crafting TV channel or show has the same interaction.
I love the community, I love chatting live, I think that's the best part. And it's gone beyond crafting because we've become friends.
It feels to me to be a really, really close relationship with our customers and viewers.
You guys make us feel like we're part of your family. I've never been on the show before, but one of my friends who I did meet from CCTV encouraged me, and I was on the craft along.
A massive team of people, and I think they've all got their role to play, and it just brings everything together. It allows us to do our job and just love it.
The people, obviously, the people not just here at Crafters Companion, but the viewers that watch us. I mean, everybody. We have this real magical essence about it.
Bye for now. Bye.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Crafters TV. Very exciting now. It's time for our brand new feature. We call it Essentials Corner.
Nobody puts our essentials in the corner.
Essentials Corner. Hey, George, I tell you what, you said that was a bit of a botched job. Yeah, that's late, but that's decent, that. That's decent. Oh yeah, I love it. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love that. Here we are then in Essentials Corner. And of course, we are going to be going over some of the essentials that we've got on the show. And hang on a minute.
I feel like it's not just us two in this corner.
What? Craig, what are you doing in the corner? You finished like 2.5 hours ago.
Well, why is it still here?
What is he like? What is he like?
Blimey.
I wonder when he was going to go home.
Yeah, talk about hanging around like a bad smell, eh? Blimey.
Oh dear. No, he's just been. We wondered when he was going to go. He said, "Well, I'll come in, Essentials Corner." You know. Listen, we are here just to have a look through some of the items that have been packaged together as essentials for you. I think this is quite nice actually because, as we say, beautiful beginnings. All about kind of going back to basics just a little bit and having items that potentially, as a newbie crafter, somebody who's just starting out, you know, you would definitely want to pick these items up. That's not to say that if you've been crafting for longer, we've got some really, really great craft room items here for you. But let's have a look through them and we'll chat through these with Lily as well. Now, starting off with Totally Tiffany Storage. It's funny that we should have this on the show because we were just saying a few moments ago, weren't we, that potentially, Lily, you might be up for some of this. So this is the Kirsten Buddy Bag. You're going to get with this, actually, your magnetic sheets. Now, you're going to get one set of these and then we'll pop a second set of the magnetic sheets in for free within the bundle. So that basically comes to a 20% saving. Platinum price is £19.18 or $23.18. Let's talk about the Totally Tiffany Storage and then I suppose Kirsten in more detail. I know we were joking about this earlier on, but right across the range, there is pretty much, isn't there, like a Totally Tiffany buddy bag for everything. What would you personally be storing in your Kirsten?
Well, I'm loving the fact that in that bundle, not only are you getting the buddy bag, but you're also getting the 10 magnetic sheets as well. So what I'd be doing is I think I'd be popping my more essential dies, these smaller dies, into those magnetic sheets, and then I'd be storing those in the box. So I'm thinking like my alphabet dies, my small embellishment dies, and then just having them almost like a little library that I can leaf through within that box. I think that'd be a great way to store your essential dies. You know, like the ones that you have on your craft desk that you use day in, day out. I think that'd be perfect. Just having a little essentials corner, so to speak, and just have that there so you can leaf through. But it is a good size. You've got a good size on that bag. So if you do want to store larger items, I'm just thinking like things like gilding waxes could perhaps stack in there. Some of your ink pads, of course you can do that. You do have a good size on that bag, but again, with all our Totally Tiffany buddy bags, nice and easy to wipe clean. You can see exactly what's inside. You've got that lovely Totally Tiffany branding on there as well, so we know the quality of those bags.
Absolutely right, and like you say, they're great, aren't they, for like maximising space in your craft room, and also brilliant for the fact that you've got the little handle on the side there, so easy, nice and easy to select off the shelf, but nice and easy to take with you wherever you go as well. £19.18 for that, or $23.18. As I said, you'll get 2 lots of the magnetic sheets, but actually only pay for one of those within the bundle. Whilst we're here as well, do feel free to fire any questions our way as well. Must just say hi to Lindsay, who's joined us, saying that she loves her small guillotine. That's the hero tool today, talking of craft room essentials. Lucille says, I love how Craig was just sipping his tea while slouching on the couch. Nobody puts Craig in the corner.
They certainly don't.
Heather says Lily's facial expression was priceless. And Lizzie says LMAO, Ben. Oh, I know what that means. I want all you crafters here with me to help me. That be my essentials. Help me. That be my. Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank you. But anyway, fire those questions in if you have any. Let's have a look next at your red liner tape. So you're going to get 3 lots here. It's 3 lots of the 3 mil. It's 30 metres in total because it's 10 per roll. So you get tons here. £5.19, $10.39. Now, Lily, again, we have so many different adhesives. Obviously, with your red liner tape, you can get it in the 6 mil and 12 mil width. So this is like the finest sort of red liner tape. But like for people, again, who haven't used red liner tape before, when is this going to come into its own in the world of crafting?
Red liner tape is absolutely fabulous whenever you need a super strong bond, or if you want to stick something that's perhaps a little bit tricky to stick, like acetate. What you'll find with acetate is it's really hard to stick with a wet adhesive because there's no fibres, because it's basically plastic. There's no fibres within acetate. Having a wet glue is very difficult to actually stick acetate with. Something like red liner tape, because it is so strong and it is super clear as well, it can stick your acetate with ease. So for your shaker cards, if you're doing apertures, anything like that, your red liner tape is definitely your go-to. But like I say, it's very strong, super strong adhesive. So for any of your construction, your box making, anything that's got that sort of kinetic element to it, any moving parts, your red liner tape is the one to go for. Like Ben mentioned, we do have the 3, the 6 and the 12 mil within our range. I use them all, of course I do. I'm a crafter, I've got to have everything. Horses for courses, I always say, different glue for a different job. But for me, my 3 mil is probably the one that I use the most out of the 3 widths of red liner. But of course, you need them all in your crafty stash. Now is definitely the time to stock up when we've got the bundle of 3 together. Yeah, absolutely. And the crazy thing is, as well, you see it on screen there, 30 metres in total, so you get a lot of red liner tape for your money there. $6.49 or $12.99. However, the platinum price is like £5.19, $10.39, which is rather good. It's a cracking price.
It is a great price. Get stocking up. Next up, 6-piece blending collection.
Don't worry, Ben won't have dropped yours before it gets to you guys at home.
I was just demonstrating that with the blending palette that you get with it,
it's shatterproof.
You can drop this on the floor and it will not break. But this 6-piece collection, so you're going to get with this brayer, blending tool, your craft mat, your palette. You'll also get your replacement heads for your dauber, which is the square. It's a rectangle. That's all included in there. Lovely selection here as well, because it may well be that you may be trying out some of our blending tools for the first time. So we give you a selection of those blending sponges as well. You're going to get your ever handy Spectrum Noir brayer included in there too, plus the craft mat, which we'll talk about in just a second. Really big bundle this, and a great bundle. Once again, I think, you know what, if you are fairly new to crafting, this is absolutely for you. If you're getting into using your inks and you want kind of like a comprehensive collection, it may well be that you want to stock up on items. But £19.60 or $30.80. I mean, the blending palette, obviously, fairly self-explanatory. Let's just chat around the sort of blending tools that we've got here, Lily. So we've got it's called the square blending tool. We know it's a rectangle with the replacement heads. You've got the sponges as well. I suppose quite nice in this collection for the fact that we've got a selection there. Is it kind of horses for courses really, or when you're using these, do you find that you use like that tool sometimes and you use a sponge another time? How does it work?
For me, with those, they have basically different uses, so you definitely do need both of them in your crafty stash. I mean, we say with our round and our square blending tool, for me those two are interchangeable, but when it comes to your sponges and your wooden handle tool, I'd say they've got different uses. So whenever I want to blend on a larger area, for example, if I'm blending over an embossed design and I want to capture that whole design, or blending around the edges of a piece of cardstock, or perhaps I'm creating ombre effects and I basically want to cover a large area with my inks, I'll always go for the blending tool. If I wanted to get into more finer detail, perhaps I'm getting through areas of a stencil and I've got finer intricate areas, then I'll go for my blending sponges, because you've got that tapered point on one side of the sponge, which allows you to get into all those fine details. So maybe it's a delicate stencil, or maybe you've got an embossed design and you want to be picking out areas of that design with different colours of inks. Absolutely, those tools will allow you to do that.
Do you know what as well? Because Debbie, actually, it was the first time I saw her, Debbie Robertson, I think it was last week, was using these blending sponges. And I'd never seen her use them before. I said, why are you using those? And she's got a bit of a problem with her hands at the moment.
Is it carpal tunnel?
Yeah, carpal tunnel, I think it is. And she was saying actually that she has the blending tool, but at the minute she's sort of struggling with her hands, so she finds the sponges a lot easier to hold in this instance. So it's nice to have the selection. As we say, you're going to get the palette with that as well. Two other things just to chat about in this bundle. The brayer looks like a big scary tool, does this? I mean, obviously great, I suppose, for adding colour over larger sort of projects and images, but lots of other uses for this as well, right?
Yeah, definitely. So it's great for applying your inks. Maybe you're going to be doing those sorts of ombre techniques that you may have seen. So you're getting your different colours of inks and you're rollering that over your background. Allows you to get that coverage over a large area a lot quicker. Perhaps as well, you're going to be using this to actually ink up your stamps. So maybe you're going to be using some paint, dabbing it out onto your craft mat. We've got craft mat in the bundle, of course. We'll be looking at that in just a moment. So you're going to sponge that onto your mat, and then you're actually going to pick up that paint with your brayer. Then you can actually brayer that onto your stamps, and you can stamp with some of your paints. So you can be doing techniques like that. You can be doing a similar thing with your specialist gilding flake glue. You can be applying that to your stamps. Perhaps you've got a larger stamped area you want to apply that glue to and stamp with that. That's brilliant for doing that as well. So it's not just about your inks and your paints. It's about lots of other mediums when you want to be covering that larger area. It's a super, super easy to use tool and definitely an essential one.
And one final item that you'll get in this bundle is your craft mat. And this again, I mean, not much to look at, but really, really super handy. Big size, 13 by 19. It's non-slip, isn't it? Heat resistant.
Absolutely.
And again, just, I mean, is this something that you would, like, if you were going away and you wanted to do some crafting, is this what you would pack in your bag with you?
Oh yeah, definitely. If you are not lucky enough to have a craft room, and perhaps you're crafting on the dining room table, this is a great one to protect that surface.
Yeah.
What I'd probably be doing is I'd have my glass mat underneath for a little bit of rigidity, and then I'd have that over the top. You can ink onto that. It's great for inking and blending because it's got that shiny surface. When you run your blending tool over that surface and then you're going onto your cardstock from the mat, it allows that blending tool to sort of glide and you'll get that smoother lay down of colour. So it's great for that. White clean, nice and easy to clean off if you do have inks and paints on there, but it's also heat resistant as well. So perhaps you're working onto a mat that's not heat resistant, just pop this over the top. You can use your heat tools, you can do your heat embossing, any of your drying techniques, and then that will be absolutely fine. It's not going to sort of melt and end up in a puddle and something terrible like that. It is heat resistant, which is absolutely fabulous. Definitely a craft room essential. You've got to have at least one of those. Maybe one to have in your craft room and one to bring with you when you go away, perhaps to classes or maybe off to the caravan or on holiday. And I do know some people that will have one that they keep in their craft room and another one that they actually chop in half. So they've got two smaller, like travel ones, if you like.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to cut it up if you want to do that. It is a great size, but you can chop it down if you need to. So,
do you know, I've heard as well, and this is not the purpose of it, but you know, you can. I've heard that people buy second ones of these to use these as to put on the floor for their cats and dogs food bowls and
I
whatnot.
haven't thought of that. That's a brilliant idea,
Yeah, because they're obviously easy to wipe up, aren't they?
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Do you know what, I'm thinking you're going to almost have that. I know it won't be particularly glamorous, but it's like as a doormat. Because me being a runner, I'll quite often come in with muddy trainers, muddy leggings. When you first step in the flat, I've always got like bits of mud and leaves and all sorts. Step onto one of them, wipe it clean. I might do that. I might get myself one of them. It won't look particularly glamorous, but be practical.
It will be practical, and just goes to show, you know what? Oh, hello. They are, I thought they were supposed to be non-slip. They are brilliant for all sorts. But that's the full collection that you're getting there, that 6-piece collection. Great price on that today. Should be $34.94, $55.70. You're paying just £19.60 or $30.80. One more deal to bring to you. Just a quick question which has come through from Lindsay Travaskis, talking about blending. So we'll ask it before we move on. She says, any tips apart from starting at the edge of a paper on how to blend without circle shapes? So Lindsay finds that she gets circle shapes on a cardstock. Any tips?
Always, always, always less is more. It's that old classic saying, isn't it? You can always add more, but you can't take it away. So what I'd always recommend is don't go straight from your ink pad to your blending tool to your cardstock. What I'll do is I'll usually either pop some of the ink directly from the pad onto my mat or craft sheet and then blend from there, or I'll pop the ink onto my blending tool, then dab out the excess onto my mat and then onto my project. You'll be surprised how much ink you actually pick up just from going directly from the pad. So work it up gradually, start with just a little bit of ink and just build it up. The same with gilding wax, just build it up lightly, build it up gently. You can get that intensity of colour, but still starting off very, very lightly. That's sort of the best tip that I could give. But of course, our Spectrum Raw ink pads have been designed for those sort of uses. So make sure you're using the right ink pad and the right tools as well.
Marvellous. But he says, what happened to Craig? Your spot on the couch is empty. He wasn't supposed to be here. We just couldn't get rid of him. He's just been hanging about. He finished at 4.
Yeah.
So he's just been lolling around. I think he's gone home now. Is he back in the gallery?
He's gone.
He's finally gone home.
Yeah, I think we scared him away.
So that was your blending 6-piece collection. This next Essentials collection was on actually last week as a hero tool, I think, and it's proved so popular that we've brought it back. You're going to get the tote bag within this bundle for free. And do you know what? As Fred's just saying, these tool bundles that we've got on Essentials Corner saying are a perfect Easter basket filler for any crafter. And this really is a basket full of goodies. We won't spend ages here, but let's go through everything that you're going to get within this collection. So first off, and these are like $9.99 on their own. You're getting our glue pen. So the 4mm chisel nib, you've got your 0.7mm ballpoint nib, and then that 3mm bullet nib. These again, aren't they brilliant for intricate sticks, and also great to use with things like the like our gilding flakes and glitters, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah, because they actually go on blue, so you can see exactly where you're applying that glue. They remain tacky until you've applied something like your gilding flakes. They're great for your glitters as well. But having 3 different nib widths is brilliant because lots of different uses for those.
Now, 2 things which will work very nicely together, and I'm glad that we've kind of popped these 2 within this bundle. Your craft knife, and then you've got your 30cm ruler in there as well. And I say these work together because they've almost like specifically been designed to go together, haven't they? Because the ruler's got a really special sort of component to it, hasn't it?
Absolutely, you've got that metal edge to that acrylic ruler.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of you guys will be the same at home. In the past, I've bought acrylic rulers and I thought, blimey, these are brilliant. I've been used to using metal rulers in the past. Oh, I can see through it. This is brilliant. It's going to make my life so much easier. And then you cut into it using your craft knife. You end up taking half the ruler off if you've got a sharp craft knife. Yeah. So I've had rulers where they've ended up about half a ruler. The thing about that is, yes, you've got the brilliant fact that you can see through it because it is acrylic, but you've got that metal edge to it. There's no chance, as sharp as our craft knives are, there's no chance you're going to be cutting through metal with them. So you've got sort of the best of both worlds. You've got that metal edge to the ruler, but you've also got that see-through element to your ruler as well. So it's absolutely, as I say, best of both worlds.
Absolutely right. Just to quickly go through, pokey tools, again, fairly self-explanatory, but I think it's great that we've added those in there because, you know, you can never have too many pokey tools. So those are all included. Then you're also going to get your bone folding tools. Just again with these, you get 2. So you get the large one and you get the curved one. Any sort of reason why you might use one and then use the other, or is it just sort of whatever's personal choice?
More personal choice with that, yeah. And of course you could be having one on your craft desk and then taking the small one in your tote out to your classes or whatever it might be. So a little bit more portable, but personal choice really.
Got your little edge crimper in there as well.
Love that.
Craig calls our crimpler, so that's perfect for adding distressed effects, isn't it?
Absolutely. Rather than having to use the edge of your scissors and potentially blunting your scissors and potentially cutting yourself as well, it makes it a lot easier and a lot quicker as well.
Talking of scissors, can you believe all of this, by the way, for £28 or $40, your 6-inch snips? These are amazing. Cue all the scissor chat in the comments. Japanese stainless steel, non-stick, aren't they? And literally, I know we would say this, but you guys will back us up. The best scissors you can get your hands on.
Literally, yeah. And let's be honest, I love my tools. I've been crafting for a long time. I've bought lots of different tools. They are by far and away the best scissors I've ever used. Period. End of. You need them.
You do. And also, precision tweezers, and not just one set of tweezers here, but you get 4. So you've got your flat end tip, straight point tip, your angle point tip, and then the needle point tip in there as well. I guess you will have all 4 of these. Do you find that you go to one more often than others, or do you have like specific uses for each one?
Definitely specific uses for each one. And I can't remember who describes them like this. I'm sure it was one of our team that describes it. It's like having a second pair of hands.
Yeah.
Which just makes it so much easier when you're crafting. Perhaps you struggle with your dexterity and you still want to work with that fine and intricate detail, maybe little gems it's going to be, little pearls you place on your projects. By using those tweezers, it makes it so much easier. You're not struggling around all fingers and thumbs. Makes your life an awful lot easier.
Absolutely, and of course, for free within this bundle, you do get that really, really beautiful spotty tote bag. I mean, could be used for your crafting, could be used for your makeup little travel bag. You've got plenty of pockets on the inside of there as well, and then also this little zip pocket at the front, again, which has even more storage to pop some of your tools, pens or other little crafty bits within it as well. That comes free within the bundle, and what an amazing bundle that is. All of those goodies for just £28 or $40. As we said, it was last week's hero tool, but we brought it back because it was so super duper popular, and that really is a super duper great deal. Lindsay just says, one more question. Lindsay just says, thank you, Lily, for that tip on the blending. I'm actually doing it now. Benita says, love the ruler, and this collection is amazing, and I love the squeezers in that set, says Kim. Quick question from Tim. I have the Envelobox scoreboard, but struggling a little as I need a larger envelope for an 8.5 by 6 inch card, but not sure which letter I need to use. That's specific, isn't it?
Off the top of my head, I won't be sure. Have a look in your instruction booklet that comes with it, and that should hopefully be able to help you out on that one.
And also, I'd say if you can find the vids, there's plenty of videos, isn't there, on Facebook and YouTube with the Envelobox scoreboard. So do have a look there, Tim, and let us know how you get on. Well, there we go. The first ever edition of, and probably the last, of Essentials Corner. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as we did, and thank you for the questions, and thank you for jumping in and grabbing those deals. Lots of you saying how much you love them. Let us know, by the way, if you loved Essentials Corner, and we should do it again next week on Beautiful Beginners. Did you enjoy it? Hopefully you did. Other essentials that you need. Please say you enjoyed it, because George spent so long putting that brand new slate together. The theme tune that I came up with, I mean,
the
seriously.
Tagline, everything.
The tagline that Lily came up with, I mean, it was a team effort.
Really was.
You think we just throw these things together. The Nina card, 3-pack of Nina. You buy 2, you get 1 free within the bundle. £7.98 or £11.18 is the price on this. We've also got the low-tack tape. Again, another craft room essential, £7.98 or $11.12 if you want to jump in and grab those. You actually get 3 rolls for that price. $7.98 or $11.12 is the price on that, and lots more within that collection on the website, I should say, for you as well. Right, let's have a look. Lily, we're going to come back to you in just a second, but before we do, let's have a quick look at these next dies, which we're going to have a look at. This is the inverted nested dies stitch 6-piece collection. 48 dies in total you're going to be getting here. £24 or $30.80 or $30.40, I should say, is the price on this particular collection. Sorry if I'm sounding like a little bit discombobulated. Do you know what? It's been such a busy day today. We've had items selling out, and I've still got some stuff in the studio. I'm thinking, is this stuff still on the show? Is it sold out? I tell you what we can do is we can show you some of these with Lily, because this is what we're going to be crafting with next. I've got everything but that over this side of the studio, but not that particular set. So we're going to have a look at one of yours. Which one are you going to craft with?
Absolutely. We're going to go for the... these are such a mouthful. I'm just going to get my teeth in ready for this. The inverted stitch zigzag rectangle. Done it. That's what we're going to be crafting with for this particular card, and we're going to create a diorama style card. Now, to create the card base itself, we need 2 pieces, and I've used the white multi-purpose card. You don't need A3, A4 is just enough for this particular card. So for the back section, we've cut it down to 7 inches by 8 inches. And then all we're going to do is we're going to bring in a few mats and layers. So we've got a piece of craft card, which we have cut down to 6 3/4 by 5 1/4. And then we've got a piece of pattern paper. That's from our Nature's Garden Wisteria collection.
Beautiful.
Love that paper pad, absolutely gorgeous. It's another one, I'll admit, I do have multiples of this one. It did have to be done. It's absolutely stunning. I love the fact that we've got levels and layers to that design. It almost looks like we've got gold leaf running through, almost like a gold marble. Absolutely stunning. But matting and layering onto craft card gives it almost like a little bit of a rustic feel, but also brings out that gold, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. So we're taking our tape pen, of course, part of Essentials Corner. We couldn't have an Essentials Corner without our fabulous tape pens. And all we're going to do is we're going to mat and layer that to our back piece of our card base. So for our diorama cards, we need 2 pieces. We need the back piece, which we don't pop any score lines onto, and then we need our front piece, which we score onto, and we're actually going to do a little bit of die cutting into that in just a moment. So we're going to centralise that into the middle, make sure we're getting an even border, top and bottom, left and right, and then we're going to pop that to one side for just a moment. Now we're bringing in the front piece for our card, cut down to 7 inches, so exactly the same height, but this time it's 10 inches in length. All we've gone ahead and done is scored at 1 1/4, 2 1/4, and then just turn the other way and done exactly the same, 1 1/4 and 2 1/4. So that outer section is 1 1/4, and then that next one is just 1 inch. All we're going to do is we're going to take some of the dies from this fabulous inverted stitch zigzag rectangle. So we've got the biggest one and we've got that next one down. And it's the same with each size of dies within this set, and the same with all of the sets across this range. You get your outer die, which is just a plain straight edge rectangle, and then you get your inner die, which is a cut in die. And in this case, it's our zigzag. So we've got that inner zigzag edge, and then we've actually got that stitch detail all around the border of that die. If we cut this on its own, which we will do in just a moment, all it's going to do is going to cut into our card as an aperture. If we cut the two together, what we're going to do is we're going to get a frame. But for this part of the card, all we're going to start off with is just cutting that outer frame into the front of our card base. So all we're going to do is we're going to take some of our low tack tape, definitely essential for taping down any of your dies. That definitely warrants its place in our essentials corner, that is for sure. It's something that you use time and time again, day in, day out when you're crafting. Anytime you're taping your dies into position, this has got to be a go-to. You can use it to tape your stencils into position as well.
Yeah.
You can even use it to do some of your masking techniques. If you want that thin border, perhaps masked off, and then you're going to go over your inks and you want to get like that stripy effect, you can absolutely do that with your low tack tape as well. It's so useful, and you've got to be using it to tape your dies into position, just because we don't want that die to move. And of course, we can't use something like a double-sided adhesive because we don't want it to rip our cardstock. And with it being low tack tape, you can see it's not going to sort of have too much tacky that it's going to rip and tear our cardstock.
Can I just say, there's loads of people saying how much they're loving Essentials Corner.
Woohoo!
Lindsay says, loved it. Great idea to have an Essentials Corner, says Heather. I think Essentials Corner was nice. I loved it, says Benita. And Zoe says, I liked Essentials Corner. Why should you have to stand up throughout the whole show? I couldn't do it.
That's nice. Yeah.
Next
like
week,
that.
then.
I'm glad you guys at home are loving it.
Yeah. Me, I'm loving it too. I think we should extend it next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We shall see.
do it for half an hour.
Funny. So that gives us our aperture into our card base.
Yeah.
Now we could place that over our back piece, and that would give us our diorama card. But of course we're going to decorate it up a little bit. So we're leaving that to one side for just a moment. We've got the same mats and layers that we added into our back piece, that craft card and that lovely purple card. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to take that inner die, so it coordinates with the die we've just cut, but we're only going to cut that inner die into our cardstock. Now you can cut through the two layers at once like we are doing here with no problem at all. When you've got the pressure of your Gemini machine, you'll be absolutely fine to do that, and we can cut through the two layers. It's obviously a paper for the top layer as well, so it's not quite as thick. So we're just going to take that into position, again taping onto the waist where possible, and then if the tape does rip, as it can do occasionally, or if you do get a little bit of sticky residue, you've taped onto the waist. We're going to be binning that bit anyway, so it's no issue at all. So all we're going to do is run that through our die cutting machine, and that's going to cut the aperture into our cardstock, but it's not going to remove it as a frame because we didn't use that outer die. And that's the fabulous thing about this collection, is the fact that you've got those mix and match opportunities. It's up to you whether you want to create a aperture like so, or if you want to have your zigzag aperture like we've just created here. How fab does that look when you've got the zigzags onto that piece? It just gives that little bit of added interest, but also you've got the stitching detail too, which looks absolutely fabulous, which I am loving. Now next what we're going to do, we're going to leave that to one side, but we're now going to bring in the two dies together. So I'm going to show you yet another option with these dies. So laying down that die that we've just cut and the die that we cut to start with, and if we cut these two together, which is exactly what we're going to do in just a moment, we're going to get the frame. So it's showing so many different options for these dies.
Yeah.
Completely up to you what sort of effect you want to create. One time you're crafting, you might be wanting to create an aperture. The next time it might be a frame. You've got all the options with this collection. And all we need to do is just centralise those two dies. So line them up so they're nice and even and level. And once you're happy that you've got those in position, all we're going to do is going to tape them down, again using that very much essential low-tack tape, and then just run that through our die cutting machine.
And that's it, isn't it? Like, just having a look through here, like the amount of different frames and sizes of apertures that you can create with this across the whole range is incredible, isn't it, really?
It's mind-boggling, really.
I wouldn't like to try and calculate it.
Yeah, oh gosh, no. Well, I mean, not at this time of the night. Oof. Yeah, I do crafting, but I don't do maths.
No, I know what you mean, especially not at 7 o'clock on a Wednesday night.
Oh no, it's not maths o'clock, is it? It's craft o'clock.
It is craft o'clock, yes.
When is it not? But yeah, it's definitely time for crafting, not time for mathsing, if that is a word. It is now.
It is now.
So that's going to give us our frame all cut out. So see, we've got all these different options. What we're going to do next, we're going to layer those two together. So it looks fabulous just cut in like so, but if we lay our craft card frame over the top, it just brings in a little more extra detail to that piece and just makes it look a little bit more interesting. You could of course be popping some foam on the back if you want that little bit more lift and dimension, but just for speed, I'm going to go ahead with my tape pen and I'm just going to run that along the outer edge of my craft card, which has decided to rip. There we go. Just take that bit off, but it's all right because it's a reverse.
Could you use those glue pens at this point as well if you want?
Yeah, absolutely you could do. Yeah, those will work a treat. With them being nice and fine, getting that nice precision nib, they'd be absolutely perfect. I'm going to bring in my tacky glue now just because my tape runner wasn't playing ball, but tacky glue is probably what I'd be using at home anyway. It does just take that moment to grab, but you know once it has grabbed, it's absolutely going nowhere. It's going to stick fast for sure, and it gives you that little bit of wiggle room as well, which is perfect when you're lining up frames and apertures like this. You want to get them nice and central, so by using your tacky glue, it allows you to have that just that minute to manoeuvre it into position until you're happy with that placement. And then you should be good to go. So lining it up, I tend to focus on one edge at a time. Once I've got that in position, then I'll move on to the next edge, line that up until you've got all of that frame stuck down centrally, and then I'm just going to hold it into position, just letting that tacky glue grab and stick and hold, and then that is our frame added over the top. Doesn't that finish it off nicely? It just makes that difference. And that's the thing about having these dies. It's almost like we've separated several die sets up with this one. You've got all the different options. You've got almost like different layers. So it's up to you how you choose to work with these and how you choose to layer them up. But so many different possibilities when it comes to your layering of these. It's absolutely fabulous. Now, my tape pens are not having a good day today, and I don't know what it is. I might have to bring in the all-purpose glue, which is probably what I'd use at home for my matting and layering anyway, but just for speed, your tape pens will do the job as well. So what we're doing now is we're adding our adhesive just around the very outer. We don't want to add it to that inner section because what we did with this is we actually cut the die larger. Now you could have used exactly the same die to cut that aperture, but then you'd have to line that up perfectly with your card base. It would be a little bit tricky. By cutting that aperture slightly larger into your card base than it is on that layer above, it just gives you that little bit of wiggle room. So it doesn't have to be perfectly central. We're still not going to see any of that white card sort of poking through that aperture, but it's still going to give us that nice neat finish from the inside as well as the outside. And how professional does that look? To have the zigzag and then the stitching as well, I think it looks absolutely lovely and just like really finished off, really polished, which is absolutely gorgeous. Now a couple more mats and layers just to pop on the edges here, just to decorate them up a little bit more, add that colour in and get that design flow from the front to the back and the sides of the card, so everything's going to be working together sort of in harmony. It's going to give us a really nice finish to our project. So a couple of strips of our craft card with our pattern paper going in the middle, just a 1/4 inch border around the edge, gives you that nice thin matten layer, enough that you can see that colour, but it gives you that sort of finesse, that elegant touch by having those thinner mats and layers of a 1/4 inch. And then we're just going to glue those onto the sides, the left and right of our card base. You could be adding mats and layers onto those sections, the 1-inch sections as well if you prefer, but I tend to just add them to those outer sections because you don't see that side very much when the card is actually standing. But if you do choose to do that, then by all means, absolutely. And these are just little scraps of card at the end of the day. They're sort of like the offcuts that you find at the side of your guillotine. So a great little scrap buster for decorating those elements. So that's that part of the card done. That's the front part. That would of course layer onto our back piece, and that would be our diorama card. But we need something to pop into the middle, and all I've gone ahead and done is I've actually taken one of our card front colouring pads. I've just coloured up this image. This is from the, I think it's Enchanted Adventure. I'm sure a lot of you guys at home will already have this. I think we had it on.
Enchanted Adventure?
I'm sure that's what it's called, yeah.
Is that an older one?
It was the original launch. Do you remember we launched the 4 original, then we did the 4 Christmas? I'm sure that was what it's called. I might have completely made that up, but I think it was Enchanted Adventure. I'm not sure if we've still got them in stock, but I think we had them in the sale a few weeks back. So some of you guys at home will definitely have that. And I've just coloured that in using my tri-blend markers. So of course it could be anything that you're adding into this diorama, but I think they're quite nice to sort of display your hand-coloured artwork and really show it off. It's almost like popping it on a stage, if you like, which I think is quite nice.
Yeah.
So matting that onto our craft card, and then we're going to pop some foam tape onto the back just to lift that proud and give that an extra little bit of dimension. And it's always a good idea when you've got a larger piece like this that you're sticking on using your foam tape, just have a little piece in the middle, just to make sure you don't have a saggy middle. Nothing worse than a saggy middle. Making sure that we've got that firmness, that rigidity to this piece, and it's not going to flop down. So that extra little piece of foam tape in the middle does really make a difference to your cards when you're creating them with your 3D elements. Lining that up, left and right, top and bottom, having that even border all around the edge of that piece. And then all it's going to be a case of doing is literally popping on that outer frame where we've got that lovely aperture that we've created using those fabulous inverted nesting dies. And of course you could be using this sort of same card shape for any of the different dies you've got in the set. It doesn't just have to be the rectangle, it could be the circle, the square, even the oval would work beautifully as well. And you do have the lace ones as well. It's not just the zigzag that we've used here, you've got the more open lacy designs that we've got within this collection. So lots of different, lots of scope really if you want to be creating a card shape like this just by mixing up your different dies that you're using. Of course, change up your papers, change up your colour scheme, and you'll get different looks every single time. It's quite a nice, easy card shape to put together, but the fabulous thing is it folds flat as well. Then to finish it off, all we're going to do is going to add our sentiment onto our card. So we've just die cut a circle, which is, these are actually from the scallop edge stitched inverted nesting dies. We've stamped our sentiment, that's from, I believe it's the A Year of Craft number 6, the very last box we did a year or so ago. I've just stamped that using some of our Spectrum Raw quick dry inks in our seal brown. We've popped our frame around the edge using that lovely craft card. And all we're going to do, you can see we've got that area there where we've got less design, less colour, so we're going to pop our sentiment onto that top side just to balance out where we've got a lot of design on that bottom left, balancing it out on the top right. A little bit of foam tape to the reverse of this just to make it stand proud, that little bit from our card base. And a very simple design, this one, but just showing how easy and how fun it is to create your different concept cards when you've got fabulous nesting dies. It just gives that extra little bit of interest rather than just having a straight edge, which would still look equally fabulous but not quite as interesting as having that fabulous inverted nesting dies. Something a little bit different there.
Absolutely. Love this collection. Look at the price.
Oh, I hadn't even clocked that. Platinum price, 24 quid with, so 48 dies.
Yeah, £24.
50p
That's
a
50p a die.
I mean, look at the size of some of these dies.
They're Adhesive. They are.
Yeah,
if you're platinum, yeah, it's better than half price. £24, $30.40 is the price on these. Absolutely incredible. That's the one that Lily was using just here. So that selection of inverted stitched zigzag dies. And again, you can just see from there that you've got so much option. It's not 4 dies, you've got 8 dies because you've got the outer die for each of the detailed dies that you've got within the set. So you've got so much scope to be able to create your apertures and your mats and layers as well. You've got it in the squares once again with so much detail. I think you'll appreciate the stitchedness, that's not a word, but the stitched detail when you get these home and see these up close and personal. You've got those beautiful circles included in there as well, and then the ovals I think are absolutely brilliant, just so good. I think this was the set, wasn't it, that we had that time with Michelle, and I suggested about doing like a fancy tissue box with these, and then she pulled out the demo and there it was. Then you've also got your squares in there as well, and those do have, rather than that sort of zigzag shape to them, you've got that wonderful sort of lace detailing within those as well. So you've got to think across the board here. It's 6 different collections. You've got ovals and squares. You've got circles and rectangles within these as well. It's 48 dies in total for an incredible price of just £24 or $30.40 if you're shopping in the US and you're a Platinum member. Lots of you saying how much you're loving these. Pammy just saying, popping in to say hi. Hi to Beth, who's also joined us, saying hello, crafty friends. And Lindsay just wants to say thank you, Lily, to her advice with the blending. She says, that's really helped me. My hubby came up and even said, wow, now that's a big difference. So thank you.
Wow, it's even good when the hubby comes up and is impressed, it's good then. I'm happy to help. It's just little things like that you pick up when you've been crafting for a while. It's always good to share them, so it does make a big difference. So I'm really pleased I helped out. Get inking.
Get inking.
Get inking.
Beth Metzger just says, very pretty, that card. Love the brown and the purple together. And Paul Peterson says, I've just ordered the Gemini 2. I hope it ships soon. Boop, boop. Let us know if you've picked that up over the course of the last few days of HSN. I know Sarah had a very busy day yesterday over in the US with you guys. Listen, we are going to take a short little break now, give you opportunity to get those baskets checked out. And when we come back, more great demos for you. We've only got, 40 odd minutes to go. So, yes, we will be back. Get the all-important vote for the demo of the show and day. It's Craig versus Lilly today. We'll need your votes in around about half an hour. So head to the checkouts and come right back.
What makes Crafters TV so special is you guys.
It's really special because the experts are really experts. They're really skilled at what they do, and they want to make sure that the audience also improves on their skills.
Crafters TV is so special because you've got together a really sort of key group of people and people that are very passionate about the products.
Crafters TV is so special because it's a unique community that we have with each other, where we can learn and grow and communicate with each other.
Community, the family spirit, the education, everything to do with craft. We are all like-minded people who share a passion.
I love all the inspiration the demonstrators bring and all the knowledge for us out here.
What makes Crafters TV so special, 100%, it's the interaction. No other crafting TV channel or show has the same interaction.
I love the community, I love chatting live, I think that's the best part. And it's gone beyond crafting because we've become friends.
It feels to me to be a really close relationship with our customers and viewers.
You guys make us feel like we're part of your family. I've never been on the show before, but one of my friends who I did meet from CCTV encouraged me, and I was on the craft along.
Massive team of people, and I think they've all got their role to play, and it just brings everything together. It allows us to do our job and just love it.
The people, obviously. The people not just here at Crafters Companion, but the viewers that watch us. I mean, everybody. We have this real magical essence about it.
Bye for now. Bye.
There once was a man who was very crafty. His name was Craig from Carnoustie. He joined the team on Crafters TV. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. He wanted to prove he was the man, but he lost at Craft Wars to Leanne. But 2 weeks later he beat Jan. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. He did so well on Crafters TV, Sarah sent him off to Germany, where he did some work for QVC. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. His crafting skills, they aren't half bad. In fact, I'd say they're totally rad. That's mainly down to his favourite foam pads. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. The crafters, they loved him a lottie for his charm and skill. They went quite potty, they nicknamed him the Hardy Scotty. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. In the crafting world, he's standing tall. He's the best Scottish crafter of them all. Catch him Monday to Friday on his wake-up call. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live.
Welcome back, everybody. Oh, a little musical interlude for you there on a Wednesday. Pammy says, still my favourite song by Ben. The original and the best, I think a lot of people say. Yes, I enjoyed putting that together. That's 2 years old, that one now, can you believe? February 2021. We'll do a couple more this year, and then we'll probably, if you guys are still up for it, because Sarah didn't say no to the idea of putting a little CD together as a free gift at some point in the future, so we might do that. Let us know if the uptake's still there. Mary Pat says, good afternoon everyone from sunny Montana, experiencing power outages today. Oh dear, that is not good at all. Hopefully all is good with you though, Mary Pat. Thank you for tuning in and joining us this beautiful beginnings. If you have just joined us, welcome. We've covered off a lot already actually. It's been a busy old day. If you've got any questions you want to fire our way, this show is all about kind of taking things back to basics just a little bit, asking those questions. If there's anything that you want to fire our way, doesn't have to necessarily be to do with items that we've got on the show. It can be something like Lindsay earlier on. I mean, that was to do with stuff that we had on the show, but you know, it can be anything that you're struggling with, you need a bit of guidance on, fire in those questions and we will get those answered. Just have a quick look at our nesting frame dies. 5-piece collection here. 5 different collections, but actually 15 dies in total. Again, if you're looking for beautiful nesting frames with lots of detail, you know, a great way for you to be able to maybe frame some of your flowers, maybe frame some of your sentiments, you know, maybe actually with some of these to frame some of the sentiments that we've had on the show today as well. These would be absolutely perfect. Lots and lots of details within these too. And actually, I haven't got the boards for these, but you can see for yourself, like even if you're just cutting all of the dies that you've got within this collection, piecing them all together and just adding a sentiment, they make the most beautiful standout cards. And like I said, we've got them in different shapes. So you've got your beautiful 5x5 cross-stitch square frame. You've then also got that in rectangular, but that one, rather than like the stitching detail that you've got in, you've got this beautiful sort of floral detail. So that's your ditzy floral rectangle. Then you've also got that in the square as well. Then you've got the scalloped edge, again, that one in your square 5x5, and you've got that in the 5x7 as well. So whether you like to make your square cards, your rectangle cards, these again do make it very, very easy and very simple to do. Just kind of, again, craft room essentials really. You talk about dies, and Lilly will tell you, loves nesting dies. Great to have in your craft room for your frames, for your mats and layers, for quick, stunning cards as well. This bundle normally $76.95, $89.75. Price today is £49 or $57. So you're saving $27.95, $32.75. It is a 35% saving, and the platinum price is just £39.20 or $45.60. Few of you saying, yes, we need a CD. We will make it happen. And Sarah Ibbotson just saying, I've just ordered the Gemini 2 yesterday. Whoop, whoop. Used my birthday money. So excited. It says it's in the packaging process, which is amazing. Let's have a look at these then. Our frames. Are you going to go square or are you going to go rectangle?
I'm going to go square. So last demo we went rectangular. Let's go square for this one. I'm actually going to create a box, and of course, got to bring in a shaker. These are brilliant for your shaker cards and your shaker boxes like we're going to do here. So all we're going to do to start with is we've taken some of our Centura pearl, we've cut it down to 9 by 9 inches, and we've just scored at 1.5 on our box lid side of our boxer board. We've done the same with a 9-inch piece of Centura pearl. We've just scored that on our base, and we've just constructed that ready. I'll show you how to pop together the lid in just a moment, but we're going to leave our box base to one side. Then all you need to do once you've done your score lines, just pop those little rectangles in, just take your pair of scissors and just remove those. It just means it folds a little bit easier when we come to construct our box. I'm going to start off with our mats and layers. So I'm taking some of the pattern paper, that's from our Dancing Dragonfly. I believe it's a 6 by 6 inch pad I've used for this one. We've just cut this down and we're going to mat and layer it onto a piece of sort of, I want to say periwinkle is the sort of colour. A bluey purple, is that about right? I think, let's go with periwinkle, it sounds about right. Yeah. So it's a nice word. We're going to mat and layer that onto there. Again, 1/4 inch border. And I was talking on this morning's wake-up call about choosing your colours for your mats and layers. So I was inspired by my paper, picking out that colour tone from the flowers. That's how I went to choose my mat and layer. It just draws the eye into the design that you've got on that gorgeous pattern paper and frames it absolutely beautifully. So then it's just a case of taking our we're at the end. At the end. Thank goodness. Luckily, Tracy come in before the show and stocked me up, so we've got plenty of tape pens, and you can be doing the same at home, be stocking up when we've got that fabulous pack of 4. Definitely need those in your crafty stash. They are certainly an essential. So all we're going to do is going to pop that onto, I've cut that down to the wrong size. Hey, that's not good.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Right, guillotine.
Bit of a miscalculation. Hey, funny you should talk about guillotines. Just whilst you're trimming that, we've got our hero tool as well on the show today, which is the smaller version of the one that you've got there. That's obviously the larger guillotine, but if you do want to go for the smaller guillotine, that is available at an unbelievable price today, 25% off.
Wow.
Which is great. And useful to have both, isn't it, Lily? Because the one that you're using now maybe stays in the craft room, the smaller guillotine, handy for taking with you if you're crafting away.
Definitely. This is the large one is the sort of one you're going to have on your craft desk day in, day out. You're going to be using when you're actually crafting at home. Your small one is perfect for taking out to all of your classes, or even if you have a small craft area and your space is really restricted, perhaps you don't have room for your larger guillotine, and the small one's great as well. And we say small, but it's not like absolutely diddy. You can still cut a good sized piece of cardstock on your smaller one as well as your larger one. So I don't want you to think that it's small, but it's not great in terms of being able to actually cut larger areas of card. You can still cut these smaller areas with your larger areas with your small guillotine. I'm just going to have to quickly change this up because I can't. Just realised I popped my tape onto the back. So this is why you always measure things up to start with.
We can have a look at the guillotine if you want whilst you're doing that, or you'll.
Do you know what? I have an idea. We're crafting on the hoof now, but we're going to be absolutely fine. We're going to leave that to one side for just a moment, and we're going to start to cut our frames. So let's bring in our largest die from that set and the smaller one as well. And all we're going to do is we can cut both of these at the same time. We don't need to cut them separately. So it's just going to be one pass through the machine, which makes it an awful lot easier. So we're going to pop them down onto our die cutting plates, and let's just run them through with that piece of Centura.
So what is it? Have you mismeasured the size of the square?
Of the mat and layer, I'm not quite sure how I've done it. So I started off with a 9-inch piece of card and I scored at 1.5 inch either side, and I've obviously just miscalculated, but we're crafting on the hoof.
Hey, you've had a long day.
Oof. But the thing is though, I prepped this over the weekend, so I don't know what the excuse was then.
You had a busy weekend?
Yeah, I was in all day Saturday. I think I might have done this Saturday night, so I'll let myself off. But do you know what, I was going to say it's nice when mistakes happen. It's not nice when mistakes happen. But do you know what? The fun thing is in crafting is just mixing it up.
That's it.
I mean, I can't remember who I was talking to the other day about this, but they sort of asked me, or do you have a plan when you're putting a card together, and does it look like the plan once you finish? I said, I usually start off with a plan, but I can't even remember the last time my projects looked like what I'd planned them to look like, quite frankly. But that's the fun of crafting. That's what
quite
I
exciting,
love.
though, isn't it? Just to be able to sort of sit down, have a bit of an idea, and then meander a little bit and improvise.
Absolutely, that's where the fun is. Crafting shouldn't be rigid. It shouldn't be set by rules or anything like that. It should just be about having fun. And as you know, I love crafting. As soon as I get home tonight, it'll be gone 9 o'clock, but I'll be back in the craft room, crafting away. I just love it. But it's just about having a play, and there's always something new to learn as well when it comes to craft, which is another thing that I absolutely love.
Do you tend to craft late then? Do you just do you sort of go in your craft room and go, right, I'm going to craft till
literally
11.
I drop into bed, yeah.
You craft till you fall asleep?
Well, not literally fall asleep, but until that'll be
You've
like
got a
the
bed in your craft room.
Fine. Don't give me ideas, but no, I do craft in my sleep to a certain degree, I suppose. I do dream about craft an awful lot. But yeah, it'll be the first thing I do when I get up in the morning. As I'm getting ready and having my breakfast, I'll get a bit of crafting done before I come into here, and then I will sort of craft until the end of the day. That'll be the last thing I'll be doing tonight. But yeah, do love me crafting. Anyway, I think I've got a plan together in my mind.
Nice.
But we'll see how it comes out. So we've got our largest frame, and I love the fact with these that they cut the actual frame. It's the outer and the inner die all in one, so it's really easy to cut that frame just in the one pass. We've got red liner tape, of course, a true essential, on the back, and we're just popping a piece of acetate onto the back of that frame, so that's now encapsulated. The acetate onto there. Got a piece of purple card that is actually cut to the right size, so I was right in some respects.
Just not in all of them?
Just not in all of them, but do you know what, we can't have it all. I'm thinking, yeah, let's do this part first. So, foam on a roll, this is our 10 metres, this is our thinner one. So you'll have noticed that I used this one earlier. That's a little bit wider, but ideal this thinner one for all of your shaker cards. So we're just going to go around the very perimeter, the very edge of this frame, making sure that it's continuous and we don't have any gaps onto there at all, because this is going to be where we're adding our shaker elements into. So we don't want there to be any gaps. We don't want to lose any of our sequins when we come to decant them into our shaker. So just lining up that, that foam and making sure that there's no gaps whatsoever. Once we're happy that we've got almost like a continuous wall all around the edge, we're going to bring in some sequins. This could be sequins, it could be glitter, you could be using your sequin dies and creating your own sequins. But what I'll tend to do is I tend to actually remove the backing from my tape first, so that I don't have to struggle and try and do that once I've actually got my my sequins in the middle. I just find it a little bit easier. I've got a strange missing bit of tape there. Let's have a look and pop that. Got a gap there. I'm not quite sure how I've managed to do that. So we're just going to sort of repatch that up with an extra piece, and that'll be absolutely fine. I'm using our iridescent mixed sequin packs, and I'm just going to pour plenty into the centre. Don't worry, there is a piece of acetate behind there. I'm not just pouring it onto my glass mat. Well, I hope there is anyway. That could be interesting. If not, that'd be a fun tidy up session, wouldn't it, after the show? Pouring those into there just like so. And then we've got a piece of our purple card, and we're just going to lay that over the back, making sure we're covering all of those foam pads that we've added around the outside, and then just smoothing that down. So we're going to catch all of our lovely sequins into the back piece. How cute does that look? And then all we're going to do is we're just going to glue that onto the back of, even the front of our box lid that we scored at 1.5 inches. So a bit of tacky glue onto there just to give us a little bit of wiggle room, that time to manoeuvre this into position and make sure that it's nice and central, just like so. Of course, you could have your pattern papers behind there, but of course somebody cut them down to the wrong size, so we're just going straight onto there. But because we've got the dimension by using those quite thick foam tape, we've got that lift, we've got that drop shadow between the two white layers, so it does still work. And then all we're going to do is going to just mat and layer our box size using these strips.
Anne's just saying, I was looking at foam on a roll, foam on a roll, do 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 do, foam on a roll, do 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 do, foam on a roll, do 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 do, foam on a roll. Hey! I was looking at
just to wake you up a bit.
I was looking at foam on a roll. Foam on a roll, foam on a roll, foam on a roll. Hey! I was looking at foam on a roll last night. From Monorail, didn't know. But I could not figure out which size is the best for shaker projects.
Oh, this one. So the thinnest one, it's your, I think you get 10 metre on a roll.
Yeah, 10 metre roll, isn't it?
Yeah, that one I use for my mats and layers when I want lift. This one, the super thin one, the one that comes on basically a big wheel, if you like, that is the one that I always use for my shaker cards. But that should be over on the website, I do believe. I think it's about 3mm width, I want to say, roughly. That sounds about right anyway. So that's our box lid, and then we're just going to bring in a few decorations. So you might have noticed that we have these fabulous fancy sentiment stamp and dies. I think we showed these a little bit earlier on this morning's wake-up call. You will find these on the Shop the Day page if you check that out. Fabulous matching stamps and dies allow you to build your own sentiments and sort of mix and match. And I love the font on this. I think it's still very readable, but you've got that lovely swirly element to that, which I think is lovely. So we've got the happy, and then we've also got the birthday. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to pop our frame up there. Remember, we cut our smaller frame a little bit earlier when we cut our larger frame at the same time. So a little bit of our foam tape onto the back of this piece just to lift that up from our shaker a little bit. So just popping that onto there like so. I'm just going to line that up onto our shaker element. And then going to pop birthday onto that bottom right hand side. So I've matted and layered that onto some of that same purple cardstock. Have that onto the corner, and then we'll pop our happy onto the side like so. So bring in some of our foam pads. Just think a little bit different, isn't it? Using your lovely not saying dies, your fancy sentiments alongside your nesting frame dies. They're just essentials, aren't they? They're just the sort of stuff you're going to be using time and time again.
Tell you what, the big vote coming up in about 15 minutes time. Lily is, well, going home soon, but going big before she goes home on this one.
You know I'm competitive, I do want
What have you got stars-wise up then?
Absolutely not. Yeah.
It's only me and you up there with no stars.
I know, it's sad, isn't it?
I'm waiting till a bit later in the year to do my
annual craft along. And
well, no, I normally do a few, but I'm kind of I've seen the ones that we've got coming up in April, so I'm potentially going to jump in. As I said, I might wait until we have one where we don't have a guest, and then I'll jump in, and then I'll see. I'm like a tiger hiding in the bushes, waiting to jump out and grab its prey. That's what. Yeah. When I do it, it'll be
good.
Award-winning.
I have to say, we do like it when you join in with the craft.
I enjoy it. I haven't done one this year yet, but I promise I will do very soon.
I'm trying to think which ones we've got coming up, actually.
We've got an Academy of Colour one tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
We've got Sarah joining us tomorrow. Lovely Sarah Leahy. Hopefully I say your name right, Sarah. If you're watching, tell me if I do.
That'd be lovely.
I know she's very, very excited about that. And then we've got another one coming up.
We've got one on Saturday with our Michelle. That's with the Violet Studios Happy Easter, actually, so I'm really looking forward to
I've bought that.
Yes, you was telling me earlier, actually.
I could have done it.
It's a fabulous project. I actually saw photos of it just this morning. It is amazing. Yeah, Craig's got one next Thursday as well. Colour Your World.
That's the one potentially I'm going to do, because we were chatting about that last week and we were talking about potentially doing a scrapbook page with it, because Craig hadn't come up with an idea yet of what he was going to do in that, and apparently a lot of you fancied a scrapbook, so the Colour My World one might be a scrapbook, and if it is, I think I might jump in and join on that one. And then what's the one after that? Did you say glitter paste?
Glitter paste, yeah.
With Corin on the 8th.
So that might be a weekend,
a week Saturday, that is.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this is brilliant, Lily. I mean, come on. That is a contender right there, isn't it?
Let's go for it. We're going for it. Let's add a few more dragonflies in. So the butterflies that we've used are from our Sarah Signature Vintage Butterfly Collection. There are beautiful butterflies. All we've done is we've stamped them out onto Nina cardstock and coloured them in using some of our tri-blend brush pens. And then the dragonflies dies that we're just using here are our dainty dragonflies from our outline dies that we launched last year, I do believe. So I'm sure a lot of you guys at home will have those in your crafty stash already. It just adds a little bit of embellishment onto there. I don't think it's too bad, given to say that I completely messed up those measurements to start with. I think we've turned out not too bad on this one. But just showing how you can create shakers using those fabulous nesting frame dies.
Well, I'll tell you what, come on. That is an absolute corker, isn't it?
Oh, thank you.
Gonna do demo of the show, maybe?
I don't know.
We've got one more demo to come before we get that vote going, then the demo of the day. But that is a contender. Let's have a quick look at all of the designs that you're going to get within this collection. The nesting frame dies, just shy of £40 if you're platinum for all of these. 15 dies in total. That's $45.60 if you're in the US and you're platinum. It's a 35% saving. Equates to £27.95 or $32.75. And then, of course, you get your discount on top of that as well. Let's have a look at these. Here we go. There you go. You can see that you've got the squares and the rectangles in there as well. So this one is that beautiful scalloped edged square. You also get that in your rectangle as well. So 5x5 squares, and then the rectangles you've got in your 5x7. Then I would like the little the ditzy florals that you've got here. So that's the ditzy floral square frame. Once again, you get it in the 5x7 rectangle, and then you've also got your square in the cross stitch design as well. So all of that is included, 15 dies in total for that price. A couple of messages coming through. Thank you, Lisa. It says excited. My Gemini 2 scheduled to be delivered today. Ordered it midnight Monday. Love the new features. It looks so good. Samantha says I also purchased mine. I like the front and back shells. I think I'll be able to partial cut better. Anne says thank you for that information, Lily and Ben. Thank you for the sing along always. Melanie says, what a beautiful box, Lily. Jean F says, Lily, I just got back in from cleaning the mud off my car to view your fabulous card.
Oh, thank you.
Much better than cleaning mud off cars, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
A box with a shaker as well, says Heather Springer. Two of my favourite things. And Sarah Ibbotson just saying, Lily, such a pretty project. You saw Lily using her, or using the guillotine just a few moments ago. If you want a guillotine, we have the portable, the smaller guillotine, if you like. Don't be fooled by that word small, though. It is still big enough to handle lots. You've got that 6 1/4 by 8 3/4 inch platform. And actually, as we've said, totally portable, but it is going to handle most of your cutting needs. Super sharp blade. I mean, it really is. Unless you've tried one of these, you'll not know for yourself just how sharp that blade is. It's super sharp, even for the most finest of cuts for your paper and your cardstock. This really does the business every time. You've got the finger guard in there as well to make sure that you're going to be staying nice and safe when you use this. And of course, all of those measurements, whether you're metric or whether you are imperial, you've got with the inches, it goes up by 1/8 of an increment each and every time. So again, you can get really fine, detailed cuts with this. And of course, the scoring tool, which is included as well, because this is not just a guillotine, but you can also do all of your scoring there as well. And whilst, you know, I've said earlier on, you have got those scoring tools, all the different scoreboards that we've got. It's not quite nice sometimes, isn't it, just to have it all in one tool, particularly, again, if you are using this for sort of portability. Maybe you don't want to take a scoreboard with you. You don't have to, because you've got it integrated within that board. Easy to grip handle. You've got the stainless steel blades on there as well. And of course, a really good price on this today too. It should be $24.99, $39.99. However, for the next, well, I say 24 hours, it's a 24-hour deal. So come this time tomorrow, it won't be here at that price of £14.99 platinum or $23.99. It'll be back up to that price just there, $24.99 or $39.99. So if you like the looks of this, maybe as I said, you've already got the bigger guillotine which you keep there in the craft room. This is great to have, A, as a backup, and B, as a great portable item to take with you as well. Grab it at that price today. You will thank us later. Jane just saying there are no mistakes in crafting, just happy accidents. Amen to that. And Beth Metzger saying love the box, also loving all of the purple today as well. Yeah, lots of purple today actually, isn't there? Because little envelope you made earlier on was purple, wasn't it?
Yeah,
little envelope card that was the template library. Right. Last demo coming up, and then we've got the votes for the demo of the show, demo of the day. So get ready. It's going to take some to beat that, isn't it? It's going to take some to beat that box, but you never quite know what Lily's got up her sleeve. This is bang for buck, the best deal of the day, I would say. And if you hadn't got a big budget to be shopping with today, then this is for you. It's a must-have, putting your sentiments at the forefront, focal point of your project. It is the 6-pack of your saying dies, 12 dies in total, because of course you will get the actual sentiment itself as you're seeing here, and then you've got your outer die, which you can then use to layer this one up. So it looks really, really nice on its own, just got black there, but you can see here the white on the black really makes that sentiment stand out. And they're really positive, happy sentiments as well for those sort of just because cards too. So not any of these really sort of birthday or anniversary specific, they're just for sending those cards just because you want to, really. So I'll take you through all of these 6 that you will get here. Friends like you are far too few. Family, ooh, it doesn't say family, ooh. It says family is where life begins and love never ends. You've then got, there are friends, there is family, and there are friends that become family. Got Jason Statham in my ear there. Where there is faith and hope, miracles happen. George has been very chirpy today, George of the Joystick. He's got a day off tomorrow. Is that you done now, George, for the week, is it? George, I'll let you into a secret. Can I tell them? Oh, George is, because George does his own little business as well. He films weddings and very, very talented at that. And you pay me later. And he is doing one of Becky Swan's family's weddings, niece's wedding. At the weekend, he's doing all the filming, he's getting all his gear going down to London, because he's a drone pilot as well. I've always said he drones on and on, but he's got the drone, so he's done all of that. He does all of that. So yes, that's what he's doing. So he's very excited. He's off down tomorrow, and here's the thing: he's off to see some friends first tomorrow, and then he's got to get up nice and early, ready to film the wedding on Friday. So we've said to him, make sure, go and see your friends, have fun, but make sure you're in bed nice and early, George, because you don't want to be late to the church, do you, for Becky? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? 7 o'clock finish tomorrow, George, just on the lemonades. Get yourself to bed early, big day Friday. Let your faith be bigger than your fears is your 5th sentiment that you're going to get. And then lastly, you've got every day might not be good. This is so true. I love this one. Every day might not be good, but there is something good in every day. And I think, a lot of positivity in these quotes for anyone who is perhaps a little bit down in the dumps, particularly that one there, a really, really nice sentiment to go for. And what a price today, £48 or $60, we laugh in your face. £11.20 or $13.60 is all you will pay for the full collection. So do jump in and grab. Right, I reckon Lily's probably got about 7 or 8 minutes to squeeze in this final demo, and then no, because you said 10 and I was chatting then, wasn't I, for about 3 minutes, sorry. Then we'll do all of the votes. So which of the sentiments are you going to use?
Let's go for friends like you are far too few. I think this is absolutely lovely sentiment, so heartfelt, and it's absolutely stunning. Again, same sort of font that we had on the one we looked at for that first demo. Nice and swirly, but not too sort of girly, not too elegant, and not too unclear. So you can read it nice and easily. So we're going to cut our details, so the actual words themselves, into some red linen card. That's actually from the Colour Your World collection, if you got that. And then we're going to cut that outer, almost like a bubble die, some people refer to these as, from our white multi-purpose card. Now, I did say I was lucky enough to get my hands on that amazing Colour Your World collection. So we're going to have to bring in some of those papers. So I know a lot of you guys at home did manage to snap those up. So if you did...
Sold out so quick, didn't it?
So quickly, yeah. I think Michelle's got some of the range coming back on Friday.
Oh, yeah, for our monthly reload.
Yes, got some of the dies, embossing folders, some of the stencils and stamps as well. So there is still some elements left from that collection. So if you think you missed out, there is still some left that you can grab if you tune in on Friday. It's going to be a fabulous day. We've got lots of exciting things coming up. So if you have missed shows and missed launches across the month, then definitely do tune in on Fridays. It's going to be a fabulous day. Anyway, back to our lovely saying dies. So we've literally just cut the outer and our detail together. We could, of course, be layering that straight onto our mat, but just for, again, a little bit more added interest, we've cut it again from one of our pattern papers from that Colour Your World 12 by 12 pad. And we're going to do the same technique as we did for that first card, where we bring in that drop shadow. So if we were to add our pattern paper just to our white, it gets a little bit lost. We don't see all the detail. It makes it a little bit less readable, which is obviously not what we want. So by bringing in that extra die cut piece from that red linen card and just offsetting it that tiny little bit, it doesn't need to be a lot, just have that tiny bit of red showing, it really does make a difference and makes that sentiment pop even more and stand out without the need for having any sort of 3D adhesive or anything at all like that. Just that tiny drop shadow is enough. And again, we're using our fine tipped glue applicator with our Collall tacky glue inside there, and then offsetting that red slightly down and slightly towards the left so that we've got that drop shadow onto there. Once you're happy with where you've positioned that, and the great thing with our tacky glue is we can just maneuver that about until we are happy with where we've laid that down. We can then just go ahead and stick that onto our matte die. So just white multi-purpose for that outer matten layer. But what we're saying, what's fabulous about these dies is the fact that we're giving you that matten layer. It can be a matten layer like we're using here to frame that sentiment, or it could be perhaps an aperture. You could cut that into your cardstock and then actually set your sentiment back into that frame that you've cut for a different look. You could of course be cutting that frame, adding acetate behind and creating that into a shaker card if you want, and then popping your words over the top of that acetate. Maybe you've got some of your double-sided adhesive sheets, that would work fabulously just to stick your sentiment over that acetate.
Lynn's just asking, which Gemini has Lily been using today?
Oh, I've been using the full size actually, but I think pretty much almost all of the cards that I've done, you probably would have been able to get away with the Junior. The only one I'm thinking is potentially that one, just because not the size of the die itself would fit through the Junior, but it's just that size of that piece of cardstock for that outer frame. But yeah, I think all the dies that we've got on the show will fit through your Junior just fine. So that's our topper all laid up. We've got that lovely pattern paper with that drop shadow behind, just to make that stand out a little bit more. But we're going to pop that to one side for just a moment. Let's bring in our card base. So again, we've started off with a 6x6 inch card base. Well, it's just ever so slightly under. It's what you get from a piece of A4 card, because you can't quite get a full 6x6 from a piece of A4. So it's just over 5 3/4. Then all we've done on that front section is we've just scored on the diagonal. So nice and easy to do that using your scoreboard. And that's going to create a twisted easel. Now, mats and layers, we're using those same pattern papers that we used to actually die cut our sentiment from. So our top mat and layer is that lovely pattern paper from our Colour Your World collection, and then we're just going to layer that onto a piece of our red linen card. Lovely, bright, cheerful colour combination for this one. I think it's so vibrant. Definitely what we're needing on a dreary day like today.
Absolutely right.
Dreaming of summer. This is absolutely what we need in our craft rooms at this time of year, for sure. And then we're going to pop that onto our base, just like so. Same sort of idea, but for this section here, we've just cut it on the diagonal, so we've got that extra layer to make our top piece of our easel card actually match in with the base. And then add that on using our tape pen. Just sticking this flat, we'll raise our sentiment up for that little bit of lift and dimension to make it really stand proud. But with our mats and layers, we're just going to pop these down flat like so. And then we're going to bring in, first of all, bring in a stopper, I think. So it's literally just a piece of white cardstock, multi-purpose, just laid onto some of that red linen card. And with it being a stopper, we need a little bit of lift onto there just to make sure it's actually going to stop the card from falling down. So foam tape onto the back of there is definitely the best thing. And then obviously that's a little bit plain, so we're going to pop a lovely red ribbon bow onto the centre of that. Isn't that pretty? It's some lovely ribbon. Do you know what? I think that ribbon is from... does anybody remember? You guys at home, I'm sure, will remember it, at least some of you. Sarah's Signature Crafty Fun. That is a blast from the past.
Before my time here, I think that one.
Oh gosh, yeah, a long time before. I'd say maybe 5 years. It's old.
I know the name of
really
that. Why
old.
would I know the name of that? Did that?
I don't know. I don't. Yeah, it's a very old one now. I'm sure some of you guys at home will be going, oh my gosh, yes, I remember that one.
Let us know if you've got it.
Yeah, let us know. But I'm pretty sure that's where that ribbon's actually come from, which is random, but you know, me and my ribbon collection. They come from absolutely anywhere and everywhere. That's looking pretty, but I thought, you know what, let's bring a little bit of sunshine into everyone's day. How cute is this little fella? This is actually from our penny sliders. Look for rainbows. Penny slider stamp and dies, and I just thought, how cute is he? stamped him out onto some of our Nina card, coloured him in using some of our tri-blends, and we're literally just going to pop that, decide exactly where we're going to go. Let's go about there, I think, just to finish it off, just to bring that little ray of sunshine. If you just want to brighten someone's day and just say, do you know what, thank you for being there, I'm really grateful to you, you're a fabulous friend. How uplifting, how bright and summery is that? Love it.
Ooh, I love that. Do you know what? It is fun. It is bright. It is very happy, isn't it? A time where the weather is a little bit miserable and dull. So, ooh, that one could sneak it. Could sneak it. You guys are going to get the opportunity to vote for your favourite right now. So let's get all of these lined up. Then we'll recap on all of the dies that you've got within that collection, and then have a look at some other items just whilst you're getting the vote in for these. And then, of course, big vote for the demo of the day as well. So, 4 makes we've done over the course of this show. So, Lily, do you want to recap and show us all of the makes? We'll get them lined up and get the vote going.
Absolutely, let's go for it. So, demo number 1, using those same dies and that lovely Nature's Garden sunflower paper pad. That's demo number 1. Demo number 2 is using those gorgeous inverted nesting dies and some of our card front colouring pads. That's demo number 2, very purple for that one. Continuing with that purple theme as we bring in demo number 3, that is our shaker box. The one that I messed up the measurements of, but nobody needs to know about that one. It turned out okay in the end. And then finally, we've gone nice and bright and uplifting for this one. Demo number 4, using our saying dies. Ooh, what's it going to be? 1, 2, 3 or 4? Get those votes in. I'm
with the lads in the gallery. They're saying 3 or 4, but it's not down to us. It's up to you. You've got about 2.5 minutes to get your vote in on that, and then we'll do the vote for the demo of the day. Let's show you some other deals that we've got across on the website. Shop the day page for these, because of course earlier on we had the launch of our template library, the expansion pack. Both of those sold out. We had a bit of stock of the original template library back, but both of those have gone. However, this cardstock is still available for you. It's a 30% saving that you're getting here, and that is incredible considering that those 3 pads that you're seeing now, I think, are some of the most popular card pads that we do. You get 24 sheets in each, 24 sheets of our amazing non-shed encapsulated glitter cardstock, and then that matching sort of pearlized card, double-sided that is as well, by the way, to work with it. So you get it in 24 sheets within each of the card pads, 250 GSM. You get the silver, you get the gold, and then you get the rose gold included within that too. £31.60 is the platinum price here, or $36.40, a 30% saving, which is incredible, a great opportunity to stock up. We also did some of our bigger cardstock earlier on as well, which is still available, all of this on the Shop the Day page. Some of our A3 cardstock, so once again, great for those bigger projects, great if you like to do things like your boxes, of course, as well. And we give you 70 sheets included in this set. Once again, nice savings, should be £38, $55.97, actually comes down to £25.50 or $37.50, and then that platinum price, less another 20%, is £20.40 or $30, and you actually get within that set your pastels in the A3, your white gold, and then the white silver included in there as well. Then the fancy sentiments. Lily was using these, well, she uses these throughout the day actually, and again, this is a lovely set. Stamps and dies, actually 4 dies and 8 stamps you're going to receive in the bundle, and just a really, really lovely font on the stamps that you're going to get within this. So you've got the Just For You, you've got your Happy Birthday, you've got the Friends, and then you've also got the Thanks Very Much. So you get the stamps within those, and then of course you're also going to receive the die to back up the sort of main component on. The price is ridiculous here again, £13.20, $16.80. By the way, I've got the result for the demo of the show. Should we do that first? Yeah. Let's do that before we look at the luxury card I was about to show you. Demo of the show
is
3.
Which was? Oh, the box.
The box.
I'm trying to remember.
If you don't know, no, 3 was the box.
I'm going over.
So, thank you. So, sorry, George, you put loads of stickers on the cards and I've taken them all off now. Demo of the day. First, this is number 1. That beautiful little, I can't remember the exact name for that. Is it the all-in-one envelope? I think it was.
Something like that, yeah.
Which Lily made from the brand new template expansion pack. So that is number 1. Number 2, also from that brand new library, was Craig's card. Look at that. The magic card. Magic. It's magic. That is awesome, that, to be fair. Well, both are very awesome. And then also, speaking of awesome, you've got the box that you just voted for. That is going to be a tough decision. So just show you all in shot again. You've got them all here. So number 1, number 2 with the, or number 3. Get voting. You've got about 2 minutes to go. George is sticking with 3. I think it's a toss-up between 2 and 3, but you never know. It's down to you guys. 2 minutes, go. Lots of love for the that last card, by the way. Linda's saying, so bright and lovely, Lily. Benita's saying, I love that card. Bright and cheerful. Talking of bright and cheerful, the luxury card collection is also available for you. Really lovely. This is always very popular, is this, because you get a selection of our glitter card, you get a selection of our mirror card, and you also get some matte mirror in there too. So you've got 10 sheets of each within each pack, so that's 30 sheets, giving you 90 across the 3 different ranges there. So you've got your green, you've got the ice blue, and you've also got the red in there. £29.97 or £47.85, not today, friends. £15.98 if you're platinum, $25.52 is the price if you're shopping in the US and you're a platinum member. And then, of course, talking of craft room essentials, earlier on we were over in the essentials corner. Adhesives, foam pads, tape, these kind of things, all craft room essentials. We've put a lovely bundle together for you here. Actually works out that you buy the 3D foam pads within this set, and then we give you the 4 rolls of the double-sided tape for absolutely nada, nix, nothing. So just £27.18 for the 3D foam pads, 3-piece collection, and then you're going to get the 4 rolls of tape included within that bundle as well. So that's £27.18 platinum or $31.98 if you're platinum and you're shopping in the US. Don't forget, on the website as well, lots still to shop for. The spring sale continues, up to 70% off. That ends on Sunday, midnight Sunday, that finishes. So keep shopping and do check back. I know I've mentioned this a few times this week already, but there are new deals added there, 90 brand new, maybe more than that actually, certainly minimum 90 new deals added on to what was there last week. So that's a reason to head to the website. And also, last chance to get involved with National Craft Month as well, because that comes to an end on Friday. Can you believe it's going to be the end of March on Friday? We are into April on Saturday, because that's what follows March, Ben. By the way, Friday's going to be awesome because we've got our monthly reloaded shows where, as Lily alluded to earlier, we're going to be bringing you some of the best deals of items from the month just gone. Tomorrow, another fantastic day, actually. It's me and the Fish. I have not seen Debbie Fisher in about a month. So I'm really looking forward to that. We've got an amazing craft along coming up tomorrow with the Academy of Colour, and obviously the lovely Sarah is going to be joining us for that, so we're really looking forward to that. And then tomorrow evening, you know what happens Thursday at 6, 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, cartload, penny sale tomorrow. Penny sale coming your way. Not one of those in ages, but some great deals that you can pick up with items for a penny. Demo of the day, as shouted for and called for, it is between 2 and 3. Two. Craig has just got in there. I mean, that was a tight one. Do you know what? Actually, it was Johnny's going Stuart Inquiry. I mean, that is a fantastic project, but I think it's more. I mean, this is a lovely card as well. I don't want to do anyone down. It's the concept of that, though, isn't it? It's that. I think that's that wow effect, isn't it? I think that's won it. But listen, well done to both Lily and Craig, but that one is the winner. That one's going to go forward onto the Crafty Walk of Fame. Craig's got 2 up there now. Call blimey. He will. It's a good job he's gone over, isn't it? Because he would have been unbearable. Massive thank you to all of you. Lily, thank you to you. When are you back? Do you know when you might be back?
Well, I'm back in people's ears producing over the weekend, but on screen I'm not quite sure, so hold tight at the weekend. I'll be producing.
There we go. Going to be amazing. Lovely day as always. Massive thank you to all of the team. It's been such a great day today. Massive thank you to Tracy working hard, and also to Jamie and Johnny and George in the gallery today. And thank you to you guys for shopping as well. I'll see you back here bright and early tomorrow morning with the Fish for another day of fun and frolics here at Crafters TV. Until then, check out those baskets and we'll see you in the morning. Bye for now.